What separates your average run-of-the-mill agency from the big dogs? Let's talk about how you can level up your own agency. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I help agency owners scale their businesses. A lot of agency owners that I've spoken to find that landing the first, second, third client actually feels pretty manageable, but they all tell me that they struggle with two things. First, the first clients that they land, they aren't charging all that much because they're just trying to get the ball rolling. And second, after they've gotten their feet wet and they try to kick things up a notch by going after more clients, bigger clients, higher paying clients, they can't. But why? I know you might be feeling discouraged or overwhelmed right now, but I want to reassure you that you are not alone. These are very common issues. Here are a few questions that I want you to ask yourself that are going to help you get through this. Question number one is, am I offering the exact same thing as all of my competitors? Are you an SMMA, a social media marketing agency? There's your problem. You are drowning in a sea of competitors. I want you to check this out. This is called, you've probably heard of it, the red ocean versus the blue ocean theory. I did not make this up. It's a whole thing. I think there's a book on it. Pay attention to this. The red ocean is infested with sharks. The water is bloody because they are all fighting over the same scraps of food. You are leveraging existing demand alongside countless other sharks. Very often, the only way to be seen is to lower your rates and become the cheapest person there, and your leads know this. The blue ocean, on the other hand, is clear and clean and pure. You have very few competitors, so it's a lot easier to stand out in front of your leads. And by eliminating this competition and kind of positioning yourself as an expert, you are not leveraging existing demand, you are creating new demand. For this reason, you're able to charge what you're worth. If you run a plain old SMMA, or a digital marketing agency, or an email marketing agency, or a content marketing agency, odds are you're in the red ocean and we need to move you to the blue ocean. I have spoken ad nauseum about picking a niche, which is a very simple way to do this, to get out of the red and into the blue. I have a video on this and I have a blog on it, so I will drop both of those links in the description below. But really, there are two ways to niche down, and you should consider them both if you are an agency. One is by industry, which we just discussed, and the other is by the type of work. Here's an example. I have a content agency, okay? And we specialize in blogs. We only write blogs. We don't write product descriptions. We don't write email copy. We don't write social media copy. Only blogs. Furthermore, we almost exclusively work with brands that fall into the health and wellness sector. So we niche down 2 times. This used to terrify me. My business years ago actually started as a full service digital marketing agency, which was a huge mistake that I talked about in this video, so I will drop that link below. The dilemma you might be running into is, well, technically my services can help everyone. And to be fair, you're not wrong. The problem here is that everyone isn't your ideal client. It's going to be really hard to connect with everyone and form relationships with everyone. One of the first things my students in Revenue Spark do is develop a star client avatar because it helps them get specific about who exactly they want to work with. You don't want to work with everyone, okay? You don't want to make yourself available to and accessible by everyone. You can't create demand around your agency if everybody can work with you. One of the best things, hands down, that you can do for your agency is go narrow. For instance, if you have a social media marketing agency, you might consider zeroing in on a certain platform. Maybe you specialize in Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, or maybe you specialize in organic traffic over paid traffic, or vice versa. Then consider narrowing down further by focusing on one agency. I promise you, you are not leaving money on the table. You are positioning yourself as an expert, which is going to mean that you can actually charge more because experts make more money than generalists. And I'm telling you, even by niching down, you're not losing out on opportunities. Look at my agency. Our niche is health and wellness. We niche down, but do you understand how broad that still is? We will never, ever run out of clients to work with. ever. All right, so that was question number 1. Am I offering all of the exact same things as my competitors? Question number 2 is, am I making client acquisition a numbers game? Someone reached out to me the other day, and I can't remember if it was on Instagram or over email, and she asked me if I could help her learn how to send emails in mass, in bulk, cold emails, up to 3,000 of them at one time. This exists? Who does this? Is lead gen and client acquisition partly a numbers game? Yes, partly, in the sense that you need to source more leads and reach out to more people than you think you need. As an example, if I want to land a new client, I know that I need to source and reach out to around 10 qualified leads, not one, because you're going to have leads ignoring you and rejecting you. That's totally normal. So you have to do more than you need. But too often I see agency owners trying to automate this whole process solely so that they can generate leads and send cold emails on steroids. You don't need to be sending 3,000 cold emails in one fell swoop. Furthermore, it's going to be impossible to control the quality when you are trying to do things at that scale. I've spoken to a lot of you, and many of you have asked me, how do I source leads? Manually. How do I connect with people? Manually. You know why? It's because this is partly a numbers game, but not solely. And quality matters as much as quantity. You can send 3,000 emails if you want, but if the leads are low quality and if the conversations are low quality, you're not going to convert more leads into clients just because you sent 3,000 cold emails. Slow down and start paying more attention to the quality of the leads you are sourcing, the relationships you're building, the conversations that you're having. Stop trying to automate the whole process. You don't need to. And there's a really good chance that by doing so, you are hurting your conversion rate. And instead of automating and trying to avoid actually having real conversations with people, go out and find brands that you think you can help and connect with them to share how you can solve their problems. This is what they're paying for. They're paying for solutions. Stop trying to treat leads like a number, because nobody wants to be treated like that. And I can guarantee that if you are sending 3,000 disingenuous, not personalized emails, cold emails, your leads are going to see right through you. You really need to focus on building relationships, because nothing replaces this. No Facebook ad, no bot, no sales funnel replaces human-to-human interaction. I know it doesn't sound as sexy as saying, oh yeah, I cold emailed 3,000 leads today, but I can tell you that if you follow my process, A, it's ultimately less work, and B, you're going to have more control over who you work with. Okay, that was question number 2. Am I making client acquisition a numbers game? Question number 3, am I coming across as disingenuous? I'll be honest, this is where I lose a lot of people, because it goes against what a lot of other YouTubers and course creators will tell you. I don't care, I disagree, and I'll tell you why. What a lot of other agency experts will tell you is to strike up a conversation with the lead or put them in a sales funnel and keep it very casual. For example, oh God, this really bothered me. I recently joined a bunch of Facebook groups specifically for agency owners. And upon accepting me into these groups, with every single group, each of the admins personally messaged me to welcome me. And I was like, how lovely. They asked me how business was going, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good, thanks. And then one admin in particular, what a ninja, except not really. He was like, hey, I got a quick question for you if you're down. And I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. He says to me, if you had to pick one of these 3 things that you would say you're struggling the most with in your agency, which one would you pick? And he gave me 3 options. So I picked one. And then he tried to sell me his course. Never mind the irony that I also have a course for agency owners. And he wasn't the only one. Without fail, every single admin personally messaged me under the guise of, welcome to the group, we're so happy to have you. And every single one of them tried to sell me. Don't be that guy. Now, the problem here isn't actually that they tried to sell me their course. The problem is that their approach to doing it was completely disingenuous. If these people had messaged me saying, hey, just wanted to check in, see how business was going, is there anything you're struggling with, because I might be able to help with my program. Completely different. But that's not what they did. Now, I'm not telling you to hard sell, which is when you message someone and you immediately dive into your services or your product and what it costs. But certainly don't act like, don't pretend that you're not going to sell them. There is a balance to be struck. I have a whole video on LinkedIn messaging, how to do it, what to say, so I will drop that link below. But essentially, when you are reaching out to your leads, if you are reaching out because you're interested in helping them with their social media or their email marketing or whatever, say that. Don't dive into the specifics of, what your exact services are, and certainly don't start talking about rates, but don't pretend that you're messaging them just to shoot the breeze. You're wasting your time and theirs, and you're being dishonest, and honestly, it's really disrespectful. Have a real conversation. Be transparent and open and authentic. That right there is going to make you stand out from your competition so much, because other agency owners are not doing this. Stop trying to sound like anything. Sometimes when I'm talking to agency owners, they'll tell me that when they're talking to leads, they're trying to sound like fill in the blank, like a guru, an expert, an entrepreneur. Stop. Just be yourself. Sound like a human. Your leads are going to be way more receptive to that. A lot of YouTubers are going to tell you that you need to be running ads, or you need to have a complicated sales funnel, or you have to be buying email lists. But remember this, nothing beats forming real relationships. Get specific about what your agency does and who you want to work with. Focus on the quality and quantity of the leads that you are sourcing and connecting with, and reach out to them with the genuine desire of wanting to help them solve a problem. That is how you will land really amazing clients that stick with you long term. That's all I've got for you today. Don't forget that if you are interested in learning how to scale your own agency, I am here to help you. So just scroll down below this video to check out my private program, Revenue Spark. And if you think you might be interested in enrolling, you can book a call with me to talk more. Thanks for hanging out. If you found this video helpful and you made it this far, please give it a thumbs up and support my channel. If you have any questions or feedback, just drop them in a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.